Hello everybody and welcome to Pravus Gaming and Europa Universalis 4. It's been a while since I played EU4 on this channel, and there is a new expansion coming out pretty soon, so I thought to myself, this is a great opportunity to try to knock out another achievement run. Specifically, I'm thinking we might go for Anglophile. Now, Anglophile is a new achievement that was added in with the Rule Britannia expansion. It's pretty straightforward. Play as England/Great Britain, and then finish all of the missions. You know that new mission system they added in with this expansion? Yeah, all of those. Along the way, we're going to have to subjugate France, dismantle the HRE, conquer the British Isles, colonize the Americas, conquer India, blah, blah, blah. Form a proper little British Empire. Now, the good news is England is pretty darn powerful in the early game if played correctly. Will I play them correctly? That's another question entirely, but if done correctly, England's very, very strong, and if we can get a personal union over France very early on, which can happen, we'll be practically unstoppable. But we'll see. We'll see what we can actually accomplish. It's going to be a little bit easier than the Big Blue Blob, but it's going to play a bit more like a standard campaign, but a lot of little milestones along the way to make us feel good about ourselves. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and try for Anglophile. Now before we get started, let's talk a little bit about strategy, because I can foresee two different viable paths to win the Anglophile achievement with a really solid start, and it's all going to depend on when the Return of Main event fires. If the Return of Main event fires very early on, then what we're probably going to want to do is go to war with France and not return the province. Why? Because we have the 100 Years' War as a mission. If we are at war, we get to finish it, and we'll get an entire permanent claim on the Ile-de-France area down here, which is pretty nice. But most importantly, once you click this button and move on to the next mission, all you have to do is siege down the province of Paris, and you can finish the strategic control mission. If you can do so, what you get next is a Force Union Casus Belli on France, which I think lasts for about 30 years. So even if you can't win the first war against France, you'll have a really good Casus Belli that will allow you to force them into a personal union later, and hopefully by then you'll have some allies with favors you can bring in. So if you're willing to stagger up to 2 wars, this is a really good option. Alternatively, we might stomp them down so well in the beginning of the game that we just get the union outright, which would be amazing. But no guarantee of that. If the Return of Main event fires very late, it may be that France has too many allies for this to work, so your better option might be to return Maine and go for Levy the Troops. If you can get 100% of your force limit and 60% of your total manpower pool, in this case about 16,000, you will get permanent claims on all of Ireland and a subjugation Casus Belli on Scotland, which obviously is pretty good. So yeah, you can hand off Maine in the late, if it's too late, and then just go consolidate your power, build up some favors, and then go and attack them. But it really just comes down to when that event is going to fire. One alternative, of course, if we have decided that it's been too long and we don't want to risk giving up Maine, we could release Normandy as a vassal nation and give them Maine, and then France can't demand it. That's one way to kind of technically control the land without actually having to give it up to France. But at the same time, we lose a lot of the base tax and production for us directly by giving it to a vassal. So that's kind of going to be up to you. Alright, well, this is going to be interesting. To start off, we can ally with Burgundy. They do want to have an alliance with us, which I am A-okay with. And we may want to consider getting one with Aragon. Yeah, they actually would like an alliance as well. Do they want land in France? They do. So again, this is where it really is going to come down to the thing firing very quickly. Because here's the thing, right? If we go to war over Maine, we are considered the aggressors in the war, and we don't get to call in any of our allies. But France gets to call in all of theirs in a defensive war. The only exception is, we can call in allies if we promise them land. Aragon wants land in France, so he would theoretically join. Now, the cool thing is, I don't actually have to take any land and give it to them. I could just peace out after sieging down Paris, take money, and they'll be completely fine with that, and I can build up favors and then bring them into a second war. That would be one viable option. But it really depends on this event firing quickly enough that Aragon does not have a chance to make friends with France, because if they like France, then they won't go to war with them. So again, it really depends on firing very quickly, but this would be a pretty potent ally. Looks like Castile actually also hates France and would likely join, but they don't want any land. That might change, but I think I'd rather have Aragon if possible, because they could bring in Naples, and it's not unusual for France to ally either Genoa or the Papal State, and having Naples to deal with them could be pretty helpful for me. Gonna be tough to say. We do want to get rid of probably a couple of these forts. Well, there's no way for us to defend this fort, but it might distract the French. We'll keep that one there for now. We are going to get rid of the forts up here, though. We're going to get rid of the fort in Wales, and really depending on if France allies Scotland, we may want to be able to get rid of the fort in London. But if they do ally Scotland, which does happen, that would make it a little bit difficult to defend the Isles, so Not feeling super confident about that. Let's go to our estates. We are going to start with the clergy and send an emissary to the Pope. We are going to seek their support and then recruit a minister, and then we are going to demand the admin support and get 150 monarch points that way. Do the same thing with the burghers. We're going to grant the monopoly charters. We are going to grant an admiralship, and I know that if I give off only, like, let's say 10 development here, that should be enough. Yeah, 76.4, so we're going to hand off one province there, and then also demand 150 diplo power from them. The points are really important to the beginning of the game because we start off with a horrible 0-0-0 king. King Henry VI. He's infertile as well. He's so bad and absent from the throne that we actually start with the War of the Roses looming disaster, which will tick, it says year 4. That doesn't make sense. It will tick pretty soon, which is a civil war that kind of will determine what royal line is going to be on the throne of England, and it is a good opportunity for me to kind of choose a better king, but yeah, if this fires at a bad time, we could be in a lot of trouble. But either way, we're going to have to deal with that. Let's go ahead and focus on military power. I am going to hire probably the discipline guy. I know it's 4 ducats a month, but discipline's going to be very important. Also some extra monarch points. Maybe the trade efficiency to make up for some of that money. And then half a ducat is pretty much nothing. I guess we might as well go ahead and hire that guy as well. Okay, perfect. We could pass the Advancement of Religion Act for missionary strength, but I don't need it. We might later when there's we're the Anglican religion, if we decide to go for that, but there's no guarantee. One thing to note, by the way, we start off as the special English monarchy, which is kind of a parliamentary constitutional monarchy. So we start off with a parliament, and we do have to do debates. Probably want to go for quartering of troops to start. Maintenance, modifier, and land attrition could be helpful. Starting off with a 0% chance to win is pathetic. You can start off with as high as like 90%. It's just, wow, that sucks. I do not want to lose mercantilism. That's a terrible idea. Legitimacy I can lose. Admin support, diplo support, military support. I guess I can go ahead and do at least a couple of these. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And if you get to 100%, you automatically pass the measure. There we go. For 10 years, I have a land maintenance modifier, which will save me some money. We need to hand off a couple of provinces as well to Parliament. We'll go ahead and place one in Essex. Parliamentary seats are good because they get you extra production, tax, and manpower. You want to put them in your higher development provinces where you have states, if possible. Just do a couple of there, and that should be enough. And then, yeah, I think we just focus on getting some allies. So let's go ahead and bump up to speed 3 for a minute to get to the next day. Offer an alliance to Aragon. Perfect. We probably will want to ally Austria since they hate France. They will not be able to help us in the first war, but in the second war they might. It also can help keep the HRE off of my back when we inevitably get a lot of aggressive expansion. So we're going to try for that. There we go. And then I think we get rid of the alliance with Portugal because they're pretty much never going to be that helpful to me. So let's do that next, dissolve this alliance, and done. Okay. That leaves me with one more relationship slot. I would say we ally Castile, since they hate France as well. But if we do so, Aragon is going to be very upset with me, because they're already rival to Burgundy. If I'm allied to 2 of their rivals, they're going to break off the relationship. Which I may or may not end up being okay with, but it kind of depends. Who else hates you? That's it. We've already allied the other 2 people that kind of hate you. Well, no, sorry, Castile. Yeah, we'll see. If Aragon proves to be unreliable, we could try to go for Castile. Let's see. For Savoy, do you want any lands? No. You're already allied to Provence. So that's kind of all we can do as far as allying people against France. Funsies. Okay. We can choose our rivals. We're going to rival Denmark. We're going to rival Scotland. And we are going to rival France. Those are the 3 people I intend on killing. France, you already know. Scotland is obvious. Denmark, because I want to take Iceland from Norway, which will make it a lot easier to get to Greenland and start working on North America, since we do have to discover and colonize the Americas and the Caribbean in order to continue the Anglophile achievement. So that's going to be an absolute requirement. So yeah, here's hoping that we are going to be able to get the return of Maine to fire very early on, because that will allow me to go for an extra aggression. Ideally, before France has very many allies. They did ally Genoa, which is interesting. We definitely want to be able to call in Burgundy and Aragon. If we can do that, we might be able to force a personal union in the first war, but it really depends. If France allies Scotland, that's going to get a lot harder. If they ally, let's say, the Pope or Brittany, that's going to get a lot harder. I have had this event fire within 5 months of starting the game in the past. Whether we're going to get nearly that lucky seems unlikely, but it'd be amazing if we could. Someone gained a core on my land. That's fascinating. All right, let's go ahead and start improving relations with some of our allies just to make sure that we are likely to get to keep them into a war. They'll probably do some royal marriage offers with them. Maybe Burgundy I will accept. Aragon kind of depends because, again, if they just stop wanting the land, they will be useless to me. And I'll instead want to switch over to Castile. and try to make that work instead. All right, so let's see. One thing we should do immediately, actually, is invest some papal influence, because you start off with a 100% chance of becoming the next Curia controller. If the Pope dies in the first few months of the game, which can happen in 1444 since he is 61 years old, we could become the Curia controller, and that greatly reduces my aggressive expansion. So maybe we get lucky on that front, and also maybe we don't. We'll see. Let's go ahead and take my trade ships. We are going to do some protecting of trade. Let's get a good admiral in charge for now. Make some extra money. I'm going to start by transferring my troops over here, hoping that France and Scotland do not make nice, but we'll see. Let's train up at least a couple of cavalry using my own manpower. Let's see. How much do we have right now? We have 7 and 19. My combat width is 20. I can have 50% cavalry to infantry, which means if I had 10 infantry and 10 cavalry, that would be the strongest army for shock value that we could possibly have. Let's go ahead and make our king a general, by the way. Oh, 111. Pretty bad. That would be one option for us. That would be very strong. So, but realistically, I think I'm more likely to have 8 and 12. So we'll train up a couple of cavalry, and then I think from there we train up some mercs to our force limit. Because we actually start off with enough money at the beginning of the game that we actually can afford that, so we'll use the mercs as a strong front line. I'm going to create a kill stack with high shock value, good cavalry, and the rest will be infantry just as a backup that we'll use to try and siege things down. Let's go ahead and do the royal marriage offer with Burgundy. That seems fine. Okay, here come some mercs. Fine, we'll set them in Maine for the time being, because when the event does fire, we instantly lose the siege of Maine. I do need a couple of... we'll figure out the stacks in a minute. For now, let's go ahead and transfer these troops over like so. Okay, it's February. Really hoping the event fires ASAP. Royal marriage with Austria is fine. Aragon, no, just in case they become useless to me. Alright, so we've got all of this right now. I'm going to... We're going to take at least one cavalry off of here, send him here. No, wait. We're going to take all 3 cavalry, so we have 7. We'll train up an 8th. And then I want to take off at least a couple of infantry, send them over here. We'll switch them around for the mercs. And you guys are going to go down here. We will put a better general in charge for shock, so that we'll have a good kill stack. You guys are looking fine at 13 right now. Let's get King Henry in charge of that for what little he'll be good. Okay, so we need one more merc. We don't have that right now. So I guess we'll just send one more infantry up here like so. And then one more cavalry, and that'll be the full 20 stack, and the rest go here. Okay, that's what we're going for. 20 and 13. Best I can do at the moment. All right, so now we wait. Aragon, do you still want land? You do? Don't change that. Who have you allied? Still only Genoa and Provence. Again, the sooner this fires, really right now, the better. But if it takes its sweet time, we're going to have to go back and do something different, which would really, really suck. We may also want to consider training over the force limit at some point, but let's see how the initial attack goes. Maybe we need it, maybe we don't. If it takes more than a year, I'm going to feel really bad, though. Again, the real key here is just making sure Aragon does not cease to desire land against France, and they don't pick up too many allies. If they have 4 allies, or they ally Scotland, I think you just have to give up. If Aragon no longer wants to do this, we'll try switching allies, but I'm not sure it's going to work. It could be a restart. We'll see. France is influencing Provence. Still no new allies there. Still desire land. We can hold off a little bit longer, but not much. Seriously, though, France, I need you to demand Maine now. Like now. How are we looking in terms of trade, by the way? Okay, not bad. The good news is we start off with the English Channel as our end node with a pretty dominant amount of power, which means we have the potential to become phenomenally rich at some point. Still no new allies and still have Aragon. Okay. I'm trusting you guys, but please, it's almost been a year already and I need the war to fire. Seriously, it's fired within 5 months. 5 freaking months, you know? What's this, by the way? You have a conquest casus belli against... Interesting. Aragon was excommunicated? Did they start off excommunicated? I can't remember. That's fascinating. All right, come on. Come on. I really want to go for the early aggression strategy. You just don't understand. I really do. Still nothing. Still fine. It's been over a year. Let's go to speed 5. I'm just holding my breath waiting, because, again, if this doesn't fire in the first 2 years, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and pull back and focus on getting this. I mean, realistically, if we get Levy the Troops before this fires, that's kind of the indication that we have to go for the safe route. And right now, all we're waiting on is 16,000 manpower, so if it takes long enough, we're going to get there. Still fine there. Merchants worried about the lack of protection. I will gladly gain 1 mercantilism for a lack of 25 diplo power. Great deal. Fantastic deal. Come on, fire! Fire! Do the thing! Gosh dang it. Okay, still fine, still fine. I mean, I could start training up some more troops. Looks like Provence did move their capital, which is unfortunate. If they had stayed in Anjou, it would have been easy to knock them out of a war. But that did not happen. There's a surprising amount of luck involved in this start, and it's very frustrating. I've tried re-recording this episode like 3 or 4 times. Come on. I don't care about military access. Doesn't matter. Return of Maine. Nothing. Nothing. Burgundy, you're still fine? You are. How much favors are we getting with them, by the way? Currently already up to 2. We are gaining 1 per year. So yeah, if we can't win this war, all we have to do is wait for the peace timer to expire, and basically can go to war with them immediately afterwards. Okay, we have an heir, a 242. That pretty much eliminates the War of the Roses for a while. Fascinating. I'm okay with that, I guess. Gives me more time to deal with something else, but eventually it's going to become a problem. Interesting, so Navarra just became a vassal of Castile, which I think means, yep, Castile is now going to reevaluate, and they do want some land from France. So if we can't get Aragon to work, we definitely can try something with France first. Should be a little on the sneaky side. It has been 2 years. We're very close to finishing this mission. London is the seat of a cardinal. Sweet. Still have a 100% chance to become Curia Controller. I didn't even see. Who do you have? You went with a local guy? So you decided not to get the personal union over Lithuania. I've never understood the AI on that. There's no reason not to do that. 0 that I can think of. Still no allies. Still nothing's changed. Expiring Casus Belli against Awfully. I didn't even realize that they insulted me. Come on! Come on! We're about to get the Levy the Troops event. Alright, we have the mission. Let's go ahead and finish it. So we are now set for the safe route, and we can go conquer Ireland and Scotland to our heart's content. But because France still hasn't gotten any new allies and Aragon's still in this, I'm not willing to commit to the safe route yet. Once that changes and they pick up another major ally, or Aragon is not interested, I think we have no choice. But it's been almost 3 years now. There it is! Okay, hang on. Surrender of Maine. Do you have any extra allies? You don't. Aragon does still want this, and so does Burgundy. Okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted to see. In exchange for accepting the Treaty of Tours in 1444, the county of Maine was promised to France. In practice, however, this has still not come to pass. No English governor wants to be remembered as the one to surrender Maine, and in London, prominent nobles are claiming that our negotiator William de la Pole had no mandate to make this concession in the first place. French emissaries have repeatedly tried to remind us of this ever since the signing, and Charles VII has now finally taken matters in his own hands and shown up at the walls of Le Mans, demanding the city to surrender. Unless we surrender Maine to the French, we are likely looking at hasty resumption of hostilities. So we could lose the stability if we did this, but again, that's one of the reasons. If you know you're not going to go for the war, then you want to create Normandy and hand this off so you can stop losing the stability. But we are never going to surrender an inch of territory to the filthy French! We are now at war. It's an offensive war, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and finish the mission, the 100 Years' War. That will give us the permanent claim on the Ile-de-France area. I can't remember. So strategic control is what we are going for. If we can just do that, even a white peace would technically be acceptable. They will not call to... Oh, gosh. Dang it! Aragon decided they like France. Shoot. Can we still do this with Burgundy? Maybe. We're going to promise them land. It's now that the war has started, we can't even bring in Castile. So now we are in a position where I can't have my relationship with Aragon. It's completely It was too late. This is the thing I was afraid of. They still desire land, but they like the French enough that they won't join the war anymore, which is just ridiculously stupid. The only reason I'm actually not saying this is a restart is because France only has Provence and Genoa as an ally, which is not all that bad considering. Let's keep our super aggressive stack here. Maybe we actually transfer around and have these guys go for the fort instead. I am going to go ahead and accept that we're going to go into debt and grab a few extra infantry for this other army. Just get me a little over my... Oh, Lorraine joins as well. Of course, they're a vassal of Provence. I forgot about that. Doesn't have to be a big deal. Again, we do still have Burgundy and all of their vassals. As long as they're not stupid, we'll be okay. But yeah. All right. Would have been nice if this fort had been mothballed, because we could have just made a move on Paris immediately, but that's not going to be a thing. So what we want to do, if we can, is actually siege down Anjou immediately. Because if we can do that, that would allow us to try and knock Provence out of the war, which makes things a lot easier. This is going to distract the French, which I was hoping to have Aragon to push in from the south, but that's not going to be an option for us, so whatever. We're going to go for 2 forts aggressively while they're distracted down here. Let Burgundy try cleaning up some of the small armies like Lorraine. That should be a stack wipe. Perfect. And we're going to try to siege down 2 of these. Knocking out the allies of France is going to be a big part of the strategy here. Genoa, there's nothing we can do about, really. Would have been nice if we had Naples, wouldn't it? But we did not. Can't do anything here. Looks like Nevers was an idiot and decided to try taking Paris on their own. Can't imagine why they would think of doing that, but oh well. Let's go ahead and actually take our fleet, and I'm going to start by blockading here, but what we may want to do is try bringing them around to Provence or Genoa and create just enough war exhaustion with them that maybe we can get them out. If I can get 1 fort from Provence and then blockade them, that might be all that we need. Hey, look! We found the French fleet. Let's go ahead and transfer over the Admiral here real quick, and we are going to try to kill them. Worked fine. Actually going to have the trade ships join in on this as well. Alright, so far so good. I'm a little worried about this. Looks like Burgundy did get routed, so they're not being all that helpful, but we'll see. It really comes down to getting these forts just enough to stop them. Austria has claimed the throne of Hungary. If they remain a good ally for me, that could be pretty nice. Looks like Brabant is getting killed. Yeah, these guys are proving to be a bit of a liability here. Not happy with that. But we did get a breach here already, so let's see what we can do. If they do make a push on me, we're going to have to pull off of Anjou, which I don't want to do. I'm not really eager to protect Flanders. I don't think that's worth it. Burgundy, your army's right here, and you're about to get hit by Genoa. Burgundy, you're a problem here. You're a real problem. Sure, I'll gain some permanent base production. I'm okay on legitimacy at the moment. Please take this fort. Please, please, please. By the way... Oh, wait. This is our 16 stack. This is our kill stack. Got it. Got it. If you guys want to join up with me, I'm okay with that. What happened to the stacking button? Did we get rid of that? There used to be a button to allow stacks, right? Stack on me? Yes, you are welcome to attach to that army and to this army if you so desire to be safe. Okay? Looks like they want to come to me, but it's not going to matter. I could pull off this, but I'm not going to. The siege is more important. They got stack wiped immediately, and now we're going to... Gosh, dang! The AI is so stupid sometimes. Look at him just wander around like a moron. Alright, hang on. Come on! Aquitaine has come under the occupation of Provence. They've occupied Co. That's fine. No extra war score for them. They're still distracted down there, but they're not doing much. Please take the fort! Okay, we have some people stacking on me, which means we're less likely to get murdered. 57% now. Come on! Take it! Take the thing! Let's go ahead and send these guys down toward Provence, where their capital is located. We're going to try to blockade them if possible. We do have to be careful because we're going to take attrition on the way out. We don't want our ships to sink. But if I can knock out Provence, that's going to be a big deal. 35% chance to take the fort right now. There goes the siege of Chartres, or whatever you call that. Should we now try to get these guys together in Valois and see if we can surround and kill these guys? This is grassland, so there's no defensive bonus there. But he's separated from his friends, and we have a lot of little guys. I'd love to kill this. I don't know if a stack wipe's possible, but it would be good. Extended privileges for the burghers. I can't give them more influence. But I really don't want to lose... We could revoke a province from them, and that would be better. If I lose their loyalty, that's going to hurt. I'll do this, but when we get close to the disaster firing, since they should be over 80% now, Yeah, we can just revoke this province and try to bring it back down. That'll be better for their loyalty than the other way around. All right, guys, we're going to try. I want you all to come close to me, and I want you all to come and kill this. Okay? Take this. Take Anjou. Darn it. All right, we're taking attrition, but we're still trying to knock this down, get their war exhaustion up. I would like you guys to join me, or don't. All right, fine. They get to retreat now. Cool. Let's try to help out here in Valois. I'm going to consolidate the regiments. This is not my attack army, so this is a problem, but we can try to force them back. They did not. Let's go for Paris and try getting progress on that. They're distracted here in Burgundy at the moment. Take the fort! Dang you! Why is this so hard? 42% chance and we still can't take the darn forts. Take it now! Thank you. All right, Provence, I need you out of the war. They refuse. What if I offered to annul my treaty with Aragon? They do not want parts of a peace offer. Austria? They don't want any of that. What if I gave you money? We cannot get... No, they want concessions other than gold. There's nothing we can do to get Provence out of this war, it looks like. That's a problem. All right, well, I guess I can just enjoy the free war score of that. Let's... What would it take to get Genoa out? How many reasons do you need? A lot. Length of war, ally in war. All right, for now, this is not going to work. I was really hoping we could get Provence out, but we can't. Let's send them back so that they can repair. We are working on Paris. Let's get the attack army over here again. We're going to keep them relatively close by, just so that we can defend. All we need is Paris, technically. That's all we need. So we're going to siege this stuff down, and we're going to threaten them a little bit. I would love nothing better than to be able to jump on one of these, but he's going to reinforce so hard. Lollard Heresy, doesn't matter, let them be. Looks like we are not in position to get the Curia Controller, but I will invest a little bit more, give myself a 50% chance. The aggressive expansion is a big, big deal. They're now trying hard to get this fort, which would be a loss of war score if we lose it, but again, getting Paris makes it absolutely worth it. We're going to go to Orléans. I'm just going to keep sieging down what little bit I can here. I want them to split up. That's what I desperately want. Split your troops so I can pick you off one by one. Kill Genoa. Anything. Okay, hang on. This I can go for. Let's try to save Brabant, because I have a good army ready to go. I don't think it's going to be enough, but even if they lose, that's a weakened stack that I might be able to kill. We still have our 4-shock general in charge. And yes, we are going to get this fight. Stack wipe. Perfect. Back her on up. Head back to Paris. Okay, we're taking some attrition here, but I'm fine with that. I just need Paris. You don't understand. We actually can go kill these guys right now. So let's try to get them while they're separate and save Burgundy. Keep them in the war for a while. There's the fight. We got Paris, which means we can finish the mission. Strategic control. We now have a force unit in Casus Belli against France, which means even if we lose this war or we just wipe peace out, we will be able to come back with some favors and try to take out France and put them in a personal union, which is great. Genoa, I was not expecting to be here. We need to get our reinforcements as quick as we can. I don't know that it's going to be enough. This is a big fight to lose. We did lose. Okay, back her on up. We didn't get locked, fortunately, so let's not worry about that right now. We'll just regenerate. Have you come back to Paris as soon as you're able to. You guys might as well go here and split and go here to Valois. We're just going to get a little bit of extra war exhaustion on them for the meantime. You guys need to reinforce a little bit, but that's fine. We do have some Merc infantry and plenty of cavalry. Nope, never mind. We're about to be attacked. Okay, consolidate and get down here as quick as you can. This is a problem. I need reinforcements. Okay, we did win that fight. Also a battlefield medic, which is going to be some extra reinforcements. Let's actually... These two can group up. I'm going to keep everyone here. Here's 30,000. Here comes Genoa. I think... Oh, wait, no, they're sending even more. If they want to suicide into me... Why is my morale so bad? All right, if they want to keep suiciding into me... Oh, really? You would think that this is a fight we can win with the numbers. The answer is no. Retreat to Calais. Or not, go to Maine. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. That's not the end of the world. We need to back her on up. And how much my force summit did we lose? We've consolidated a fair bit, so I can actually train up a handful more mercs. I'm probably going to need a loan. So let's take a loan. We're going to train up a bunch more infantry. It'll take a little time. I'm okay with going a little over. It's not a big deal. And we're going to try to reset this. They are split around. They're working on Paris. Scotland declared war on Tyrone, which I don't care about. Burgundy, do you have, like, anything left? You do? Where's your main army? Down here? Oh, you idiot. Why are you worrying about forts over there? All right, whatever. Let's actually go ahead and get all the troops together. We're going to do a simple shuffle split and try to reorganize the army. Yes, we have a little attrition for a minute, I'm aware. Group up. Actually, we can just go kill these guys real quick with the significant numbers. Let's consolidate the regiments. How much does that leave me? At least a couple more. Train. Well, that's all we can afford at the moment. All right, kill these guys. That should be a stack wipe. Okay, 5,000 more troops are dead. You're locked. We can kill 4,000 more right here. Consolidate. I need to take another loan, I think. And we are going to train up a couple more... let's just do this for now. A couple more mercs. That'll be fine. Go here. Yeah, we should be able to kill that. My morale is just so god-awful. Okay, let's go here. And group up and split. So with this one, I need all the cavalry to go here as well. You're going to go with this. Okay. Okay. You guys group. You're looking pretty good. So I want to jump on this, or this. I want to jump on anything where I think he's going to take a long time to reinforce. We actually could consider trying to peace out right now, and not actually take anything. He would accept. I could just take some money and let that be that. And I wouldn't have to give Burgundy anything if I did that. We could just peace out right now. The question is, how greedy am I feeling? I'm nowhere close to getting the union with France, but I'm okay with not getting it. War reps would weaken him quite a bit. I'm trying to think, what are the odds of me losing some more forts? If he takes over Burgundy right now, that could be a problem. Are we okay with just not getting to take anything else from France right now? Can I peace out Provence? Actually, wait, that makes a big difference. Oh yes, hang on. If I could at least get a little money and just take you out, Provence is out. That means Burgundy's fort is no longer at risk. Okay, hang on. That's good. Genoa. The war has not been long enough, really. I should stop being on speed 5, by the way. That's just being dumb. Okay, so Lorraine's out as well, which means they're not going to make progress on this fort either. This is significant. We did lose an advisor. These are all terrible. I'm going to wait a minute. Let's get a missionary back and see if what we can do with Genoa, because the war may have now been long enough that we can try getting them out, and that actually puts me in a position where we could win. If we just want to hold down long enough. 38, length of war, ally in war, Genoa holds Genoa. I don't think that blockading them is going to be nearly enough. How greedy am I, really? The Renaissance has fired, okay. It is 1450. Kind of depends on if I think I can win this fight outright before he can do much in the way of reinforcements. With enough reinforcements, maybe. We're going to need morale, though. Can I hold on just a couple of months? And if that fight goes well, we're good. If it doesn't, we peace out. I think that's the goal here. We really don't want to lose Paris because that is the bulk of the war score. So let's wait and get a little more morale. That's good enough. Let's start moving. You'll arrive on February 5th. Reinforcements are on the way. Let's get a general in charge, namely our terrible, terrible king. Let's try for it. Let's see what we can do. Good harvest. Gain money or admin power. Money is good and all, but I think I have to take the admin power. All right. I see reinforcements on the way, which scares me. If only Burgundy had not been a moron and kept their army down here, we'd be in a lot better spot. But we have a huge army advantage. Let's try for it. Okay. That's good. That's the stack wipe of Genoa. Hang on. Oh, you're very close now. Hang on. Navy down here. So So we killed that. He's trying to reinforce right now. I'm going to back up a minute so I don't take attrition while we let them separate. Because Genoa just lost their army, which means you're not being reinforced nearly as much as you were. If these armies will back off, I will gladly jump on Paris. That's what I'd like to see happen. We could win this war outright, theoretically. If Burgundy would just commit to me, we could win. They're at a 28% chance. I could also blockade this and speed this along. Let's go to Valois. Siege something down. Okay, he's separating pretty nicely, which means I actually could dogpile on Paris right now. You arrive on the 27th. You arrive on the 27th as well. Let's wait one day. Have you join up. I want to make sure that the good general is going to be in charge. We might be able to pull this off, guys. Oh, I just realized I'm horribly over my time. Horribly over my time. I apologize. All right, we're going to have to stop right here because I'm 6 minutes over. Didn't mean to do that. I apologize. We'll come back in the next video, and hopefully we can win resoundingly against France. If this goes well enough, we might just straight out make them into a personal union, but if not, we'll come back in a second war. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're looking forward to this series. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.